Yo, yo, yo. What's good, YouTube? Let me do a quick mic check. Quick mic check. Quick mic check. Hold on real quick. Give me a second. Okay, the mic sounded good. The mic sounded good. All right. Go ahead and pull some stuff up real quick. All right, so we sounded good. We sounded good. Okay. All right. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy RJ. Hey, what's good, AJ? It's your boy RJ, and welcome to episode 3 of We Game Podcast. It's your boy RJ, the host of the We Game Podcast, and today we got some pretty interesting conversations to be had. It's a lot that's happened over the past week. It's a lot of funny stuff that's happened over the past week. We're going to dive right into it, to be honest. So if you were here or you watched episode 2 of We Game Podcast, which was last week, you would remember that we talked about all the racism. It was either episode 2 or episode 1. You will remember that we talked about all the racism that happened during the whole Assassin's Creed reveal. You know, everybody was so upset that a black man was playing a samurai. And so there was a whole section of the internet, specifically on Twitter, but there was a whole section on the internet that just couldn't live with the fact that they live in a reality where there was an Assassin's Creed black samurai based out of Japan. Even though this character is historically correct, right? This is a historically correct character. This is a real person. This is not pandering. And that's another thing of the conversation. It's a lot of people trying to say that it's pandering because it's happening today. And there was one specific comment that I remember seeing where someone said, if this game came out 10 years ago, it would be perfectly fine. But because it's coming out today, it automatically qualifies as pandering, which is outrageous and insane. But there's an evolution to the story. So not only did a lot of the people, specifically Western white men, go to the actual trailer of Assassin's Creed Shadows and literally go to Google Translate, make their comment and translate it into Japanese, and then post it on the reveal trailer as if real Japanese people are mad about it. But they took it even further. And they went ahead and started a petition. So let's go ahead and pull up this petition. The petition is on. Let's go ahead and pull that bad boy up. So the petition is on change.org. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I know that in other countries, they use different websites. They don't use .coms. They don't use .orgs. They don't use .net. They use totally different websites than America. That's just how each country is. They use because they're in different languages most of the time. But that didn't matter to the quote unquote Japanese. The Japanese went on the American change.org website and started a petition, supposedly. Now, we all know who this is, but let's play into it a little bit. So, this petition has 65,000 signatures. The goal is 75,000. Now, why the goal is 75,000 blows my mind. I don't know why it would be 75,000. I don't know what it is about that number. Maybe if they get 75,000 signatures, they might up it to 80,000 or 85,000, or they might think, the person who started this petition, if we get 75,000 petitioners, then they will not release the game. But so we have a better understanding of what this petition is actually about. Let's go ahead and translate this real quick. Let's go ahead and throw this in a good old Google Translate. And let's go ahead and translate this. This petition calls for the cancellation. This petition calls for the cancellation of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Okay. I mean, you have that right. I can't, it might I don't understand why it pisses you off that much, because it's a real person in history, but I'm not truly convinced that these Japanese people are actually Japanese in this comment section. So let's take one of these comments. This was from 2 days ago. Let's see if I can let's take a shorter comment. I don't want to take a comment that's too long, but let's go ahead and translate one of these comments, right? They went above and beyond. So let's copy that. Let's copy that comment. Let's go ahead and throw this in Google Translate. Hold on. Now, I don't know if this is just... Oh, okay, Ubisoft is a French. Okay, I remember now. This is why they're saying French. But this comment says, I want the French to understand that tinkering with Japan's history is discrimination. So, Ubisoft is a French developer. But for some odd reason, telling the truth about Japan's history is tinkering with the history. And it's discriminating against Japanese people. So that's one of the comments that we... obviously seeing. You know what? Let's jump into one of these rabbit holes of a comment. Let's read this. Let's read this. This is a good one. This seems like a decent rabbit hole right here. So let's go ahead and copy this bad boy. If I can get the damn thing to work right. Okay, so I can just pull it up. Let's go ahead and copy this bad boy. Let's see what this Japanese person has to say. Obviously, what I think is going on, I obviously think it's a Reddit somewhere where they all had the bright idea. Someone came with a bright idea. Hey, let's make a petition in Japanese on change.org. I'm going to send you guys the link, and make sure you post your comments in Japanese. They will truly believe it, and they will cancel the game. So let's dive into this. I think it is so disrespectful and discriminatory and insulting to advertise and promote Japan by saying that it is based on historical facts or supervised by Japan experts, even though it is wrong in all aspects of Japan's history, culture, religion, clothing, topography, environment, architecture, appearance, etc. I never thought that day would come when I would be discriminated against by the game. I don't think it's wrong to be a black samurai, but it's different from historical facts. I don't understand what's right about telling lies to the world by doing things that are at the level of fabrication, let alone dramatization. Yo, this man should be a poet. Like, no lie, this man should be a poet. It is unforgiving that they are trying to make black people heroes of lies and use Japan as a stepping stone for political correctness. What does Ubisoft and his political correctness consulting firms think of Japan as political correctness? Mean belittling, discriminating, despising, insulting, propagating falsehoods about history, culture, and everything else, and heroicizing black people who are covered in fabrications. Yo, they just can't. I don't think this person likes black people that much, to be honest. In addition, the unauthorized use is scattered, and commercial use of it is terrible copyright violations. So now, telling a story from history is a copyright violation. This is how far we came in society. We're telling the truth about history is a copyright violation. I wonder who copyrighted Japanese history. I wonder. A person whose name is only a name in the history of the country or race to be which he belongs is made into a hero is a full fabrication. And not only in history, but also in appearance, culture, buildings, clothing, religion, environment, seasons, etc. are all wrong and without any respect. This is political. Yo. So as you guys can see, the fact that Yasuke is black, right? Forget about, I can't even remember the other main character's name, who's actually the assassin, by the way. I can't even remember her name. She's a black, I say black, Japanese female character, protagonist. But nowhere in this comment does it say anything about her. Nowhere in this comment does it thank Ubisoft for at least adding a Japanese person to the protagonist lineup. Nowhere in this comment does it. This person is so irate that they forgot that there's a Japanese main character who is an assassin, who might not only be the assassin, but might be what the story is based around. And Yasuke might just play a secondary role in telling the story of the actual Japanese assassin. Did we think about that? No, we seen a black man on the cover and just was filled with rage and fire. Had to let our frustrations be known on the internet. So this is supposedly supposed to be a petition based out of Japan, and all 65,000 are supposedly Japanese people upset at Ubisoft. Now on Twitter, I was able to find a video of a supporter of this petition, by the way. This person signed a petition. So let's see what this person who is supposed to be Japanese, see what they have to say. Let's see how upset. Let's hear them vent their frustrations at Ubisoft for making a black samurai in a Japanese Assassin's Creed game. Okay, let's find this video. I was scrolling. Okay, here it is.
Konnichiwa, Ubisoft. Watashi wa gamer.
What the? Yo, first of all, these are top supporters' voices for the petition. Not only that, look at the top supporters. Look at this man right here. Look at this man right here. Now, if you ask me, he looks pretty European. Not only that, the man looks like he doesn't clean under his neck. Look at that shadow under his neck. He looks like he doesn't clean under his neck when he takes showers. Not only that, he looks like he's in his 20s, maybe his early 30s. But the hairline, though, the hairline is running backwards. The hairline is fighting gravity. The man looks like he stresses. Either that or he combs a lot. He brushes his hair a lot. Because dude is either brushing his hairline away, or he is so stressed that the fact Yasuke is black that his hairline is doing the lean back. The lean back. This guy over here obviously doesn't know what beard trimmers are. Doesn't really look like he's doing a good job of brushing his teeth. He just looks like he got a yuck mouth. Not only that, to me it looks like his hair is kind of greasy, which means I don't know if he owns a bottle of shampoo. But the man on the right is speaking, so let's give this man his time to speak. Let's run this back.
Konnichiwa, Ubisoft. Watashi wa gamer.
Gamer.
Remove black people from your video game.
Block.
DEI. Remove the woke. Ubisoft. Remove it.
Yo.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
What the fuck?
Konnichiwa.
Yo. This man, I don't know if it had to be a joke. I'm going to just take this as a joke. But this man not only is racist against black people, but it seems to me with his waifu sitting in the back, that's his baby. That's his girl right there. They've been together for the last 5 years. With his waifu sitting in the back, it seems like the man is kind of racist against his wife. Seems like the man is kind of racist against Japanese. Right? The man is speaking in a horrible Japanese accent the entire video. You had an opportunity, my brother, to go ahead and vent your frustrations on a petition that's supposed to be taken seriously. And you mimic Japanese accents and you talk about how because there's a black main character in an Assassin's Creed game that's based out of Japan, it's woke. But they want to be taken seriously, though. That is actually crazy. These guys obviously are suffering from an extreme mental illness. Mental illness is running rampant today. You know, and we need to remember that as we move through society. Mental illness is on the rise, y'all. Undiagnosed and untreated. Mental illness is on the rise. So, that is the new evolution of the whole drama surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows. If there are any more revelations that come to light, we sure will cover it here on We Game Podcast. So let's move on over to the next topic of the day. So, not only is Assassin's Creed woke, but there is a game that has been revealed to be woke that you probably didn't even suspect. Matter of fact, you might have been playing the game for the last 2 weeks straight because supposedly Elden Ring has been revealed to be woke. Elden Ring has revealed to be woke for some odd reason. Now, this guy named Synthetic, I don't even know his name, Synthetic Man. He is the one that allegedly found out that Elden Ring is woke and pushing gay propaganda. We're going to go ahead and pull the video. I thought I had it saved somewhere, but it looks like I don't have it on this app or on Microsoft Edge. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it up real quick. Synthetic Man. All right. So this guy is one of those guys. If you know, you know. Oh shit, this is the wrong video. He has 135,000 subscribers. How do 135,000 people sit here and watch this?
You might remember Mick,
but he obviously must have some type of insider information or just have his third eye open, because he came to a conclusion that most people didn't come to playing Shadow of the Erd Tree, the new Elden Ring DLC. So after he completed it, he went ahead and dropped his overview or review of the DLC. Let's get into it. Let's see what this man had to say about the DLC.
Oh my God damn it. But I do want to talk about the story of this DLC really quick. So some of you might remember Mikola, aka Melania's brother, the femboy who everyone loves for being the only good child in America's family. Well, of course, this being a From Software game, he's actually evil, and not just any type of evil. He's supposed to be a Griffith analog, and if you know anything about Berserk, you know that From Software references it a million times in their games. So Mikola has been using his mind control powers to basically make everyone love him. He wants to ascend to be a god. That's not really a problem. What is a problem is that he's not just a femboy, he wants to have gay incestuous sex with his older brother Radahn, and because you killed him in the main game, and you also killed Mohg, he uses Mohg's body and infuses it with Radahn's soul, and now they're gay lovers for...
I'm really curious to see how this man came up with this conclusion. Mind you, this man sat here playing... Yo, this man got to be projecting right now. This man cannot be serious. He cannot be serious. This man sat here and fought these bosses in the Shadow of the Erd Tree right when it came out. At his highest difficulty, was getting his ass whooped over and over and over again. He was getting his buns pushed in by Renala, by the lion. By all these different bosses. He was getting his buns pushed in. And the only thing that this man could think is, I cannot believe that they are pushing the gay propaganda on me. FromSoft has been infiltrated. FromSoft has been compromised. They have fallen into the DEI movement. Let's continue to hear what this man has to say, because I gotta hear this.
Eternity. But it gets worse. Radahn isn't gay, or at the very least he didn't want to be his brother's consort. So the background behind...
For those who don't know, a consort is a friend, is a significant other. It's really just somebody you care about. But listen to how he uses the word, though.
In the cool opening movie that everyone's seen where Melania fights Radahn, is that Miquella made his sister go fight Radahn to, like, knock some sense into him so that he would have gay sex with his brother. Holy shit, what the fuck is this lore, dude? I am so glad that I don't care about lore in video games anymore. I've seen some people try and blame this on George R.R. Martin, but has everyone just forgotten about Gwendolyn from Dark Souls? So I wouldn't be surprised if this is essentially Miyazaki's slash fiction between Guts and Griffith. And look, I obviously hesitate to call this DLC woke, but I am noticing From Software including more and more left-wing content into their game.
This man is playing Elden Ring and has come to the conclusion that it has become left-wing propaganda. Now, it's just crazy to me how this extremism in the political world is penetrating everything. We're having an issue where we can't even, as citizens, enjoy entertainment content without feeling like there is a political agenda somewhere within the weeds. Guys are trying to sniff out, whether they're on the left, whether they're on the right, guys are trying to sniff out any type of Trump support propaganda, any type of Biden support propaganda, any type of agenda. This is a Japanese game. This is a Japanese developer. These people do not care about what's going on in America that much. I promise you. I promise you. They do not care about the political spectrum that much in America. They got their own problems. Everybody is not worried about America and these different agendas that we deal with on a day-to-day basis at all levels of society. Japanese people are not waking up and thinking about this stuff. When they're making and they're creating things, they're not thinking about this stuff. They're just trying to make good content, tell a good story to the best of their capabilities, and give us something of quality and value. This man said, I hesitate to call this left or woke. But you did, buddy. You said that they're pushing the gay agenda, which would lean to the left, right? Okay.
Games, whether it's the sheer number of girl bosses. Yeah, there's a lot more strong female knight characters in this DLC.
So not only is he seeming allegedly homophobic, but the man is also misogynistic, allegedly, possibly. I mean, that's how it sounds to me. The man is mad that there are too many female bosses in a fantasy RPG. A sci-fi RPG. You're mad that there are too many female bosses. That really bothered you when you walked into the smoke at the door. The first thing on your mind was, I swear if she's female. If she's female. And then he walked through the smoke and he realized, oh, she is female. The woke is crushing me, the woke. Okay, buddy. Obviously, he don't get no pussy.
There's also the Two Fingers priest dude, Ymir, who once you kill the Mother of Fingers in his basement, he becomes the mother, a man becomes a mother, and they don't try to explain it, and it sounds like pure, gross, autogynephiliac fetish content, and I killed him.
How does he know what that content persists of? I never even heard the term. Those 3 words he just said, whatever, gynephilia, whatever, I've never even heard of this. But it seems like you know a lot about it because you're able to recognize it on the whim. Interesting, brother.
in 2 hits just to completely ignore that bullshit.
Wait. Let's rewind this back. What the hell did he just say?
To explain it, and it sounds like pure, gross, autogynephiliac fetish content, and I killed him in 2 hits just to completely ignore that bullshit.
So, so you killed the boss in 2 hits, only not to progress the story, not to progress the game, not to level up, not to have a good experience, not to build an OP build and see how good your build is against a specific boss. You didn't kill the boss that fast in 2 hits for none of those reasons. You killed the boss in 2 hits because you did not want to get pushed the woke propaganda. All right, buddy.
I don't know, man. Am I completely schizo for pointing out that this DLC released
Very
in
much
Pride
so,
Month
you're
and has
schizo,
all
bro.
of this gay content, or at least gay-aligned content in it? And I feel like the icing on top of this DLC is that the final cutscene is a flashback to Mikola talking about his brother like it's some kind of romantic thing and we should feel sorry for him. The Elden Ring lore is a clown show at this point.
Look at him, bro. Look at him. This man Saudi. Yo, he's Saudi. Why it look like his armpit stink? Why it look like he been sitting in that chair for 3 weeks straight? That motherfucking chair probably stank. That chair stank, brother. This motherfucker look dirty.
On top of this DLC is that the final cutscene is a flashback to Mikola talking about his brother like it's some kind of romantic thing and we should feel sorry for him. The Elden Ring lore is a clown show at this point. Oh, and how could I forget the most ridiculous part about Mikola is that he can actually turn your character gay.
What?
Thankfully, it
Did I
didn't
miss
happen to
something?
me because of the extreme levels of cheese I was employing. But if Radahn grabs your character twice, he auto-kills you and gives you a unique death message. So are all the Souls fans who mindlessly repeat skill issue secretly gay?
See, this man obviously has comprehension issues on like a deep level. Like, this is deep. This is not no surface level shit that we're watching right now. Obviously, he must not have known. But the lore for Elden Ring is that with the DLC, that Radahn or whoever is the boss that you're fighting at the end is mind controlling everybody. He's mind controlling everybody. And if he kills you or he hugs you or whatever the case may be, he's not turning you gay. He's mind controlling you. That's what it is. He's killing you in one shot, and you now worship him. You now adore this person. You put them on a pedestal because you're mind controlled. They have your mind. That was the whole premise of the lore, buddy. But you, in your mind, you seen heart stolen, and you took it so literally. When he looked it up, or his chat told him, or whatever, and he seen heart stolen on the screen, he just knew it was gay. He just knew it. He was on to something. He just knew it was gay. Obviously ignored all the lore videos because Elden Ring does a terrible job of telling you the lore. Obviously ignored everything that maybe even the developers talked about. This man just assumed that this was some gay shit.
I'll let you decide. So,
And then puts a big yes on the screen. That's crazy. So there was that. I guess, right? I guess that there are people out there that think Elden Ring, not only just anybody, decent size content creators that think Elden Ring is gay. It's woke. It's pushing the left-leaning agenda. Everything that he hates, Elden Ring has become. Interesting. So that is the revelation that we've come to. And we want to thank Synthetic Man for giving us that revelation. So on to the next topic. There have been rumors speculating about this PS5 Pro. And if personally, I think the PS5 Pro will be revealed sometime in the fall. I don't think it will be launching until summertime-ish, June, anywhere from June to August of 2025. And I think they're trying to hit that spot because they want to make sure that they have that PS5 Pro out when that GTA 6 come through. Yeah, because they know GTA 6, people want to play GTA 6 at the best that they possibly can run that game. And we don't know yet. It hasn't been confirmed or denied, but we do not know if a PC version of the game is going to be launching at least I can't even talk. We do not know if GTA 6 will have a PC version at launch. So PlayStation, and I hate to admit it because I am a Microsoft fan, but PlayStation will have an upper hand if they can get a PS5 Pro out before that GTA 6 drop. And honestly, the closer that they can get to that launch, the better. As long as they don't get like within that month. But if they could get like a month out, drop the PS5 Pro 1 month before GTA 6, that's crucial. That's crucial. And the execs over at PlayStation are always talking about, yeah, we want to have timed exclusives on our platforms. We want to drop them on PC a year to 2 years out from the original launch. And then hopefully these launches can convince PC players to come over and buy a PS5 so they can play the next version of that game. Fuck all that. You know what's going to convince PC players to get that PS5? If they can get the Pro version and they can't play GTA 6. If that becomes a reality, you're going to see a spike in PS5s. I ain't going to lie. And that's just the truth. And I hate to admit it. But it doesn't look like Microsoft is dropping a Xbox Series S or X Pro. Doesn't look like it. They're doing an all digital version, I think with like 2 terabytes of storage. But they're not dropping a Pro version of the Xbox, at least at any time soon. I think the next Microsoft hardware or Xbox hardware will be a handheld. That's a hell of an advantage that PlayStation might have. And Xbox might need to look into this. They might need to look into this. We can't give PlayStation that type of advantage at all whatsoever. So let's see what these rumors are speculating out there in these gaming streets.
Just wondering, where is PlayStation 5 Pro? So bear with me, I have a bit of a preamble here, and then I'll bring in Max and Ryan for their thoughts. In February of this year, analysts reported that they anticipate Sony will release a PlayStation 5 Pro in the latter half of 2024. We are in the latter half of 2024 right now. Looking back at the history of when they've released mid-gen refreshes, PlayStation 2 was out in 2000, the PS2 Slim was out in 2004, PS3 is 2006, the PS3 Slim was 2009, PS4 was 2013, and the PS4 Slim and Pro were both out in 2016. PlayStation 5 will turn 4 this November. Then, of course, there's the important detail that Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected next year. By all accounts, that could be a game that could really push the current gen systems, and maybe, that could be a real selling point for Sony and why people might want to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro so that they can play GTA 6 with the highest settings. Sony has also said that the PS5 is already in the latter stage of its life cycle. And in April of this year, sources told The Verge that developers are being asked to optimize their games for the new console and that improved ray tracing is a significant focus. Now, of course, Sony recently held their summer State of Play. That would have been a great time to announce the PlayStation 5 Pro, although it failed to do so. It also failed to announce that many big games in its beloved franchises.
Real quick, just an interjection. It's so funny to me how these ponies, these Sony pussies, are trying to say the State of Play is not a showcase. Y'all are that brainwashed that y'all really think a State of Play is not a showcase? Do you know what the definition of a showcase is? Showcases are not exclusive to the gaming industry. There are showcases in the technology industry. There are showcases in the music industry. What do you think the NBA draft is? It's a showcase to show the new players coming out of college, right? Or coming from overseas. All these different things are showcases. oh, state of play, it's not a showcase, it's a state of play. Yeah, keep coping, brother. Cause Sony, I ain't gonna lie, Sony really standing on y'all PlayStation fans, man. It's unfortunate for y'all. My heart really goes out to y'all. Like I'm so serious. My heart goes out to you, brothers. I'm gonna send a prayer up for you guys. All right, I'll be looking out. Don't worry.
I'm excited for Astrobot. It's not quite the same thing as Ghost of Tsushima 2 or something from Santa Monica or Naughty Dog. So, all that said, Sony is in an interesting position where it is comfortably beating its competition, but without any big games announced that are coming, really big games, and no new hardware announced. It's a little bit hard to be excited about the PlayStation 5 right now. Max, do you think the PS5 Pro is coming, and if so, when?
I do think it's coming. I think it's going to happen eventually. We fall into this trap of thinking that Sony is going to announce things in the sort of the shape of the thing that used to be E3, that sort of summer window. We're very used to that being the time of the year when big announcements get made. But if you look at Sony's recent track record, even going back to when E3 was still happening, they weren't really using that time slot to make huge announcements that often. And I guess the PS5 got sort of a hardware reveal that took place in June, but we didn't get an MSRP or a release date until September. And then the same was true of the PlayStation VR got kind of officially revealed. They announced its existence. They said it was in the works around CES of 2021. And we didn't know what the actual deal was on that thing until November, and then it came out in February. Looking at the PS4 Pro, that got shown off. I think they alluded to a PlayStation 4 Neo was the working title, the sort of code name they had at the time, and that got revealed in September, ahead of a November release window. So I really do think that there's less of a roadmap for a half measure console like this than we might expect. Yeah, I don't know. If it's coming later this year, I feel like we're going to see it in September. And if it's coming maybe early next year, November seems safe. I do think these things kind of line up with the, earnings reports and quarterly financial summaries, that sort of thing. But at the same time, Sony's been, they've been fairly playing things close to the chest. They've been very quiet, and that applies to the first party video game titles that they presumably have in the works. But they also, we got scolded on Beyond for referring to Sony's big summer showcase as a state of play, which is the sort of state of play is the smaller scale announcement, consumer.
Hold on, let's rewind that back. What did this man just say?
Have in the works. But they also, we got scolded on Beyond for referring to Sony's big summer showcase as a state of play.
So you ponies are not only just on Twitter mad that people are calling the state of play a showcase, because it is a showcase. They're showcasing games. Like, what? Is that a conversation for real? But y'all went to IGN and scolded them and left comments and disliked their videos and their content because they called the state of play a showcase. Okay. You niggas need help.
Which is the sort of state of play is the smaller scale announcement, consumer direct type thing. And we called it the state of play, and everyone said, no, it's going to be a showcase. It's going to be a big, huge showcase. And then sure enough, it was just a state of play. And I think we all pretty much agree here that Sony had probably the weakest showing of the big three during this summer events season, whatever you want to call it. So I'm hoping that we get a big thing in September, whether that's a look ahead at what's coming next year with the announcement of the PS5 Pro. Even if it's just a standalone thing where they say, hey, great news, the PS5 Pro is coming along. Here's a look at how much prettier your favorite games will look on this new machine, and keep an eye out for GTA 6 next year. Pre-order today. It's underwhelming, but it's also, again, it's a half measure. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. We're all trying to figure out exactly what the selling point of this thing is, aside from GTA 6. But yeah, I think...
I mean, that's literally... Sony is riding the coattail of GTA 6 right now. When Sony seen when that GTA 6 trailer dropped, and they seen that the whole internet stopped. When I tell you this shit transcended gaming, my sister was talking about it. I got homegirls that was talking about it. I got homeboys that don't play video games at all pulling up on me because they know I'm a gamer. Hey, RJ. Hey, you heard about that GTA 6 trailer? Yeah, I did. So when Sony seen that, They knew, ooh, this is an opportunity. We got this PS5 Pro coming. Let's go ahead and drop that bad boy right before that GTA 6 drop. In order to really capitalize on it, they have to drop it before GTA 6 come through. They have to. If they drop after, they're going to miss the wave, right? Because people will already have bought their copies for whatever system they're playing on. But if y'all drop it at that right before, right, where people are still speculating how much better will GTA 6 run on the PS5 Pro compared to the PS5, how many extra frames are you going to be able to get? What's going to be the refresh rate? What's going to be, you know, the clocking speeds and all these different things? If you can ride that speculation up until the release of GTA 5 or GTA 6, that's going to be the wave. I ain't going to lie. And Xbox is really missing. They really missing the opportunity with this, because in the ideal world, they will have a pro version of the Series X coming out, and it would compete. And now you could compete. Drop the Xbox, boom. It's going to sell crazy. People going to go out and buy, oh, shoot. You know, we already know the Xbox Series X already has better hardware than the PS5. Maybe the Xbox Series X Pro, or whatever they call it, would have called it, because obviously we don't think that they're, you know, really dropping a pro version. But the Xbox Series X Pro could come through and run GTA 6 even better. But obviously Microsoft is moving away. Unfortunately, they're moving away from hardware with their dumbasses, and they, you know, are leaving a lot of opportunity up for GTA 6. This is almost like the perfect storm, because PlayStation ain't got shit over there. These niggas, these ponies is excited for Astro Bot 2. That's what these niggas are looking for. These niggas are excited for Astro Bot 2. They ain't got shit that these niggas hopes. They need hopes for anything. And so Sony sees that, and they're like, okay, let's give them GTA 6 at the best version, especially if they don't drop a PC version of GTA 6. That'd be tragic. But let's continue.
Sony's within their rights to not be, you know, banging the hype drum too hard with this whole thing.
Now, Ryan, Xbox also has some expected hardware that might be considered MIA. But first, what's your thoughts on the PlayStation 5 Pro? Is it coming, and maybe when?
Well, I'll tell you, I'd started to doubt it, which was sort of the genesis of when the three of us were talking about our topic for this week's episode. And until you and Max went and looked up the actual history on the PS4 Pro, and it's like, oh, they didn't actually announce that thing until September of 2016. And so, okay, yeah, I guess even though it feels like it should have been announced by now, historically, there's not a comp for that it would actually be still in about 2 more months from now. And so I guess that's, you know, the past precedent is what we can look to for now. I personally don't see Sony doing a standalone live stream showcase, whatever you want to call it, for this console, because it just seems like it's going to kind of turbocharge things a little bit in terms of the ray tracing, but that's probably not going to come across super well on a stream, to the point where I just don't see them doing a dedicated, you know, 15 to 20, 25, whatever minute long showcase state of play just to reveal the PS5 Pro. I think it would probably be more likely that it would be on the back of a larger traditional PlayStation showcase with a bunch of other games. Maybe we get a new Wolverine trailer or something else from one of the other first parties, and also the PS5 Pro.
Real quick, I disagree with this dude. I don't even know his name. I've seen him before. But I disagree with this dude. If Sony was to do, like he said, a 15-minute, 20-minute showcase of the PS5 Pro before their major event, that's totally different. But if they do it after their major event, where they showcase all their big games that's supposed to be coming, like Wolverine and whatever else they got going, whatever Naughty Dog is working on, even though, you know, with Naughty Dog's history, man, it's rough out here for y'all. They might announce a game for y'all and then go ahead and cancel that money. We ain't gonna speak on that. That's a whole different conversation. But if they do a showcase for the PS5 Pro specifically, you don't have to be long, dedicate 10 minutes, 15 minutes to a stream and just show off the hardware and maybe pull up a couple games like Horizon Forbidden West. That's a graphically intensive game. Pull up another game they could pull up, Ragnarok, right? And then showcase those games. Show the before and after with the PS5 compared to the PS5 Pro performance, right? That'll drive a lot of hype. And then you come right behind that and then do a major showcase with all your new games that's supposed to be coming up, right? That'll drop a lot of hype. So I don't really agree. It's on timing. When would they position that PS5 showcase? That would be the dictating, outcome. Because to be honest, if they was to do this grandiose event for the PS5 Pro, people will get excited. It is what it is. People will get excited.
Would be in there as part of that. That's what I personally think is the more likely scenario here.
Now, Ryan, whatever happened to Xbox Brooklyn? Codename Brooklyn.
Don't speak.
It's coming out. It's the we've got the white console, which is the Series X digital for $50 less for $450, and that one's discless. So
bullshit.
That's it.
That's it.
There is also
the Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah, there is the disc version with the 2
shit.
terabyte in the Galaxy Black, I think it's called, which is 600 instead of 500. I don't see a huge market for that, but all right, sure, it's a choice. It exists.
That's the shit that be pissing me off about Microsoft. These niggas drop shit that motherfuckers don't ask for. Didn't nobody ever. I don't think I can go on Twitter and pull up a tweet anywhere on the entire site and see a tweet where some random ass motherfucker from Wisconsin is talking about, hey, Microsoft, can you drop a digital version of the Xbox Series X? Like, what? What is these motherfuckers on? Nobody is asking for this. They missed their opportunity. You motherfuckers had 2 choices. You motherfuckers could have dropped that bullshit ass digital Xbox Brooklyn bullshit, right? Or you guys could have came with an enhanced version of the Xbox Series X and could have called it the Xbox Series X Pro, Xbox Series Z. You feel me? Y'all could have called it whatever. Right, Xbox 720, but you motherfuckers dropped a 2 terabyte digital version of the goddamn console. That's some straight bullshit.
Why not? But yeah, Brooklyn is just not going to look quite as round and different as it did in those initial leaks from the FTC case, which I'm actually fine with, because I think I'm on record on, if not this show, then on Podcast Unlocked for sure. I love the design of the Series X. I love the sort of minimalist 2001 Space Odyssey monolith kind of thing they've got going on with it, and I didn't care for the rounded render of it from those FTC document leaks. So I like that they're keeping the same look.
The round thing didn't seem like a box, did it? It was more of like a jar or an urn. It just seems like the Series X is arguably the boxiest the Xbox has ever been, which I appreciate. Yeah. I always hated the GameCube for not being an actual cube. That should have been a game box. Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Well, speaking of design, the PS5 design is a little bit, people have mixed feelings about the design there. Max, do you expect the design, a PS5 Pro, to be something similar, or do you think they'll go for a radically different looking design?
I think if they want people to be excited about this, and to Ryan's point, it is pretty hard to showcase the little granular increases we're going to see in performance. They might be, substantial increases, but at the same time, it's hard to showcase them on a stream or in a YouTube video people watch on their phones. Changing the design, on the other hand, is a great way to get people talking and to very clearly separate this is a new thing. This is a new machine. It is, faster and stronger and sleeker, or what have you. I've never been wild about the PS5 design. I know some people love it. I don't hate it. I definitely don't like it. I do think a smaller silhouette, something maybe a little more conventionally designed, something that looks a little bit more in line with the previous PlayStation iterations, could be a cool way to get people interested again. The PS3 had, three redesigns in its life cycle. We had the big, huge George Foreman grill, and then the substantially smaller George Foreman grill, and then the weird little old-fashioned credit card slider,
both of them
micro slim version they put out. And each one of those is enough of a departure from the previous design that there's something inherently, it makes you want to reach for your wallet even if you don't need one. It's like, ooh, it's a new thing. It's got a visual new car smell to it. Whereas you look at the leap from the PS4 to the PS4 Pro, and they just added a layer to the ice cream sandwich, and then the slim version was just a shrunken down version, which was fine. I like that design all right, but I do think that if they want people to be paying attention to this particular announcement, it needs to be a bit more of a redesign than we just got with the unofficial slim downsize, most recent.
I think it's probably more likely that it does have a very, very close family resemblance to the existing one. And the reason I say that is because, like you just mentioned, Max, the PS4 Pro just added another burger patty to the PS4 burger there, so they didn't venture too far out with that one. And then with the PS5, they had a chance to change up the design with this PS5 Slim they just did, and they didn't. So they seem to have, they're doubling down on this this strange design, which I agree I'm not a super big fan of either. So I would expect this is the design language for this generation of PlayStation, and I expect the PS5 Pro I'm sure it'll be a different color. Like, I'll bet it's probably going to be black by default, rather than white or something, something to that effect. But I'll bet it's going to have a pretty close family resemblance to the existing one.
That last redesign was a little weird, though, because they didn't formally call it a Slim. It just became the new standard PS5, which was sort of a change of approach from previous iterations.
Well, hopefully the PS5 Pro isn't any bigger than the PS5 already is, because it's already difficult to incorporate into an entertainment setup. We will remain vigilant in our search for news about the PlayStation 5 Pro. You may even say that watching for new gaming hardware like that is the very point of the show that you're watching right now. Okay, we have the results of last episode's poll talking about portable.
Okay, these niggas ain't talking about shit. Okay, so yeah, I mean, PlayStation has big leverage right now when it comes to GTA 6. Even if they don't get marketing rights, even if they do not get marketing rights because they can't outbid Microsoft in their deep ass pockets, PlayStation still will ultimately be able to, sway the public favor into their side of the court just because they're coming with that Pro. And Microsoft missed the ball by dropping that bullshit that nobody fucking wanted. So that's let me know what you guys think in the comments if you watch this as a VOD, or let me know what you guys think in the chat or whatever the case may be. We are going to be moving on to the next topic. So, college football. Yeah, NCAA football is back. And I'm actually very excited. I haven't really been big into the sports games. I still get my 2K on. I still get my Madden on. But I don't get as excited as I used to get. But right now, college football looking kind of delicious, and you know what I mean? Pause. It's looking kind of nice. You feel me? So let's go ahead and watch this deep dive of what EA is doing with college football. It's looking like they're actually innovating, and that's what is exciting to me. So let's go ahead and check out this little 6-minute deep dive.
Herb Street here with EA Sports College Football 25, back for another deep dive.
Texas.
This time we're talking about everyone's favorite mode, Dynasty. Online Dynasty in College Football 25 can accommodate up to 32 teams, and you can play with friends for up to 30 seasons. Today we'll take a closer look at the new 12-team college football playoff.
Let's see what all the schools are. This is like Big 12. Some Big 10, some Pac-12. Okay. SEC.
Recruiting, the transfer portal, and a ton of customization options to make your program unique. College football has seen seismic changes.
Oh, they got Pitt. Okay. LSU, UK, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt. Okay.
Over the past few years. And in EA Sports College Football
Cincinnati,
25, you can
TCU.
experience this new landscape while building your program the way you want. The 2024 season marks the debut of the new 12-team college football playoff, and you can play it first in the game months before the real thing. You could be the first coach to lead your school through the new 12-team playoff and hoist the college football playoff trophy.
That shit might kind of be tough for real.
Recruiting is the lifeblood of college football. And in a world of unlimited transfers, managing your dynasty roster has never been more important.
Now, this is going to be one of the major highlights of NCAA football, possibly. Because when I play 2K, I only play I don't play my player. That shit pay to win as hell. I'm not contributing to these motherfuckers' pockets and being greedy as fuck, right? I got on my player one time, got online, because it forced me to get online. I just wanted to build my player up in the offline version. They don't even have that no more. You have to play online to play my player. This shit is crazy. And I went on there with my little 64 bullshit ass player. When I tell you I joined in one game, everybody on my team was at 99. Everybody had me on skates. I couldn't guard them. I couldn't hit a shot. I couldn't guard nobody. These niggas had me on skates. I never played again. I'm like, it's over with. So when I play 2K, I either play now online, scrape niggas with actual teams, right, and actual players. I'll be whooping niggas' ass too. Or I'll play my team. And my team, you get, even though it's kind of like loot boxy-ish, because you get like packets of cards and shit with players, they do give you a lot of stuff. Like if you stop playing my team for a little bit and you jump like a week and you jump back on there, you're going to get some packets of cards with some fire players. Even if they're not a good player, they will like boost their stats to a 99. Like this shit is crazy. So I'll play that, mess around with the lineup, and I say that to say this, that with this dynasty mode, this is what's going to get people hooked on your game, right? People will get on there and play now, play online with their homies, right? Talk a little shit, but they're going to jump off. What's going to keep them on the game is this dynasty mode. And if this dynasty mode is nice, they might be back in. They might be back in good graces. Let's see what else they talking about.
Evaluate your needs and opportunities for talent upgrades at the start of each season. The best way to build a powerhouse is to recruit through the high school ranks. So let's fill up your recruiting board. Each year, over 3,500 high school recruits are generated from all over the country, with certain regions representing real-world hotspots for blue-chip talent, like South Florida and Metro Atlanta. Do research.
What he basically just said is we're going to all the hoods in the South because we know the motherfuckers built different, and that's where you're going to get your recruits from. That shit crazy.
To find recruits that best fit your program and determine who you can realistically land. A recruit's interest in your school is decided by 14 different pitch grades like proximity to home, playing time, and brand exposure. So you'll need to discover how your program's pitch grades align with your recruit's desires, in addition to scouting for talent.
Okay.
Some players have a deal breaker requirement, and if your program cannot provide, the recruit will lock you out.
Okay.
Deal breakers also drive a player's decision to enter the transfer portal. Monitor at-risk players and get one last chance to convince your favorites to stay. Track your recruits as they narrow down their top schools. Pitch a prospect to gain more interest, and then set up school visits when the timing is right. It's crucial to remain in their top 10, then 8, then 5, to finally be part of their top 3. As a recruit trims down to the top 8, you can attempt to increase your appeal. If your school doesn't have exactly what the prospect is looking for, you can try to sway their opinion in your favor. Plan visits that elevate a recruit's experience, like pairing a quarterback visit with a wide receiver visit at the same time. It's crucial to keep an eye on the transfer portal when it opens in the offseason to round out your roster with talent you couldn't land from recruiting. Add portal prospects to your board just like you would with recruiting, but expect quick decisions as transfers have a shorter timeline to land a new home. Conference realignment is a hot topic in college football. And with custom conferences in EA Sports College Football 25, Dynasty is yours to control. See what a 20-team super conference might look like, or revert to the traditional conference alignment. Shape the conference size and membership and set custom conference rules, set up divisions, and more. Once you've settled your conference options, it's time to select your team. Begin with a highly ranked team and dominate at the top with repeat recruiting and playoff success.
Either I'm going to Old State or Texas.
Build from the ground up with a smaller program and prove you have what it takes to go from an unknown to postseason favorite. We can't talk about your dynasty without talking about your starting job. Start as an offensive or defensive coordinator and climb the ranks to head coach, or take over a program as the head coach right away. Choose from one of the 3 base coaching types to start. Your coach type will determine what coaching skill tree you start with. From there, the abilities you acquire as you progress will determine what kind of coach you develop into. Unlock additional skill trees with better abilities. Or, if you build up multiple skill trees, you can unlock hybrid trees that leverage a more diverse skill set. The coaching carousel is an important part of every coach's journey. Whether you're the head man at your dream school or working your way up, the carousel is your way of fielding offers from other programs. Head coaches in Dynasty can actively manage their coordinator positions. So if one of your staff takes a job elsewhere, or you decide to cut ties for other reasons, you can use the carousel to replace them. Remember, even the greatest coaches need support, and every coach has a unique skill tree. It's important to think about how you want to build your staff, whether that's doubling down on your existing.
Okay. I think we've seen enough. So far, it looks good. It looks like they're innovating. It looks like they put a lot of thought into a lot of this. And then the number one thing, if you look at the UI, there are no VC. I don't see any type of, doesn't look like paid currency. So it looks like this is offline stuff. Now another, they can take this to the next level for one. And I mean, at this point, there's really not nothing that they can do. But one thing I would have did if I was a part of that development, like Core, I would have made all this shit on the screen more flashy. Because if you go to 2K, that shit is flash. That shit is so flashy, you don't even know where to start. Once you get into one of them little modes, like my team, first time I played on my team, I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? But that kept me interested. It made me look a little closer. All this stuff is kind of simple. You know, for people who love football, they gonna love this because they get what they need. They know what they're looking at. They get exactly what they're looking for. But for people who are kind of more on the fence, you know, that's what you need the flashy shit for, to keep them engaged, right? And so that's what I'm saying. This is not flashy. The UI could be flashier, but it's cool as it is. As it is. And then what is the online element as well with this dynasty stuff? Can I take my team online and crush niggas? Because that's ultimately what's going to be a major factor. If you look at the Madden community, right? I got a friend. Matter of fact, a friend I went to high school with, he blew up in the Madden community. And he used to always drop them shit talking videos, and those used to go crazy. So with these dynasty, recruits, you know, if you're competing against other people, or it's a pool of people online and they're competing for the same recruits, or you got a good recruit and you could take your recruit on the field and go fire somebody up, go crush them with no remorse, you know, that's what's gonna keep guys on. So this has a lot of potential. I'm curious to see where they end up taking this. And then even the support afterwards. What's going to be the support afterwards? So that is NCAA football 25. So I'm looking forward to it. That's a day one cop for me. Staying in the realm of sports, though, there has been some drama over in the 2K community. Speaking of 2K, and just recently, this past week, the exec, I believe he's the CEO of 2K or whatever, he decided to lay off the entire NBA 2K league. So I'm not really too familiar with the 2K league and even the 2K community. Like, I know a little bit about like the bigger guys, but as far as like the depths of the 2K community, I love 2K, right? Especially before it got all monetized and shit. But let's see what this 2K drama is about. I'm trying to figure out where the hell my tabs went, though. This shit is crazy. I might have to use a different browser. Come on, Microsoft. Y'all slipping. Okay, let me pull this up real quick. 2K League fired. Here you go. Yep, this is his video right here. Okay.
Well, from what I'm hearing, them folks, they didn't even have much warning. What's good, y'all? I'm All City. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We're talking about the 2K League, man. How it was just shut down and a bunch of players, they done lost their job. You got players that done invested 7 years of their life into the 2K League, and they didn't even get a fair enough warning. Seems like nobody knew they was finna lose their jobs. The whole thing is just one big mess, man. And I think we recently found out who the hell is responsible for all of this. We finna get into all the details. Y'all be sure to drop a like and drop a sub if you can. This year, always wondering what my future looks like after taking a massive pay cut. Even if the league is still around, you're asking people to pause their life for over a year to just immediately pick up an opportunity when we are adults, we have families, and we have responsibilities. It's hard to even process what the actual F is going on, man. It's testimonials like this from Dirk that pretty much sum up what the 2K League did to a bunch of 2K League players. And I gotta tell you guys, online is raw. You got folks done lost their jobs, and there's people who still point the finger at them for sharing their emotions behind this big move by 2K.
2K fails to realize the issue why people don't take the 2K League seriously is because when you go online to essentially play in your own personal league, right? When you go online and you're just playing pickup games, it's all pay to win. It's all pay to win. So now when we looking at this 2K League, we looking at it's false. It's fake. It's a facade. Because all these niggas' stats are 99. None of these guys earned these stats. They paid for it. So now we looking at it like these dudes ain't even authentic. They didn't have to come up from the grind up, right? They didn't have to, they might be nice at 2K, but it might be some guys out there that don't have the money to get a 99 overall 2K player. And they couldn't get no shine or no love because the game wouldn't let them. Because they didn't have the money. That's what's the issue with 2K League. You don't see that on the Madden side at all. The Madden, I done seen multiple streams of the Madden League, whatever they call it, and guys going crazy. Playing with the Cowboys, playing against the Rams. Right? Guys going crazy. But with the 2K League, it just looks false. It looks bogus. Because all these dudes are 99. They didn't have to grind. They paid for it. That is literally the way that you play online, whether you are a pro or whether you are just a guy who's jumping on the game for the first week. You have to spend that bag to get your player where he needs to be to compete. And that's what destroys the whole authenticity of the whole process. Right? No, it's none of these guys are, especially when it comes to even stories surrounding these leagues, right? You look at the Call of Duty League and you got stories of guys who've been playing Call of Duty for years. They were making content. They became the best player in the world, doing tournaments, doing GBs back in the GB days before MLG, right? Then you go to Madden. You got guys that was playing and fighting in the Madden stuff. You got the one dude who, and it's unfortunate to the people that lost their lives, but you got the one dude who shot up the Madden tournament, and that went viral, right? Killed the dude that he was playing against, who whooped his ass. I think he beat him, though. Either he beat him or he lost, and the dude got mad and shot up the whole tournament, right? With the 2K League, you look at these dudes, and they just look false. They don't look, it's not it. So, honestly, it's unfortunate, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this topic, but it's unfortunate. But I think that in order for the 2K League to take off, one, the whole monetization for the base game needs to change. For one, off the gate, that needs to be addressed. We know that's not going to get addressed, but that needs to change. It needs to be more of an authentic experience like it used to be. And then two, you need to get some guys, man, that have more personality. I could walk past a 2K player, 2K Pro player, and never know. Never know. Now, I could probably do that with most of these leagues, but at least when I think of the other leagues, there are people that I see their faces, right? There are faces that I see. I can't think of one face a part of that 2K League. So there's a lot of flaws within all that needs to be addressed. And 2K, and honestly, if that's what it takes to rebuild in a better way and to look at the whole whiteboard from all spectrums of the game is to lay everybody off. It's unfortunate to all the people that lost their jobs. But this is the real world. People lose their jobs every day. You'll make it. You'll bounce back. As long as you got that go-getter mentality, you going to make it. So, it's unfortunate. It was out of their control. And they found out through a tweet, which is crazy. But, they going to make it. They going to be all right. But 2K needs to do something. In my opinion, if they change the entire monetization business model, that will be the only thing to bring 2K League even to a level of relevancy. Cause that shit is ass. 2K, my players, ass. Like, what the hell? I'm looking at this motherfucker on the screen right now. I know he a 99, and it's another thing. It costs hundreds of dollars to get a 99. That shit is insane. 2K, you need to do something different, real life. So we gonna move on to the next topic. The next topic we are going to be talking about the first Descendant. So if you don't know, the first Descendant is let's put this on a loop because I'm not going to play no gameplay because that shit is ass. And I'm about to explain why. The first Descendant is a looter shooter, free to play, basically just a free to play looter shooter game. It's the next one up, right? It's supposed to be the next Destiny. It's supposed to be the next what other looter shooters are there? It's supposed to be the next one. And I played that shit for a whole hour. That shit is a 3-pack of ass. You don't even see it in this trailer. They did a good job of concealing this shit in the trailer. You can't really tell because all the UI is turned off, and that's how they get you. They just show you raw gameplay. The game do not look like this. It's all type of shit on your screen. You can't tell what's going on half the time. The movement feels stiff. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Rogue Company. That type of movement, but not as polished. It feels very rough. It don't and what breaks me out of the game every time is that damn UI. That shit looks awful. The game is monetized to all hell. I mean, it's free to play. We had to expect that, but it's monetized to all hell. There's no personality in this game. When I was playing this game, it felt like they didn't know what direction they wanted to take it in. All they knew was they wanted heroes and they wanted loot. That's all they knew. But like as far as anything with depth to it, there is no depth to this game at all. What you see is what you get. This is a gotcha game. They got your bitch ass when they got you to download this motherfucker because it's ass. Straight ass. And I'm gonna call it right now. Matter of fact, let's look up the Steam DB charts. Let's look. We're gonna make a prediction. The first Descendant Steam concurrent players. We're going to look and we're going to speculate for next week's podcast. We're going to speculate where the hell this game is going to be at as far as concurrent players. Ooh, they going crazy right now. So right now they got 250,000 concurrent. Oh no, not right now. That was 24-hour peak. Right now they got 194,000 concurrent players. In 1 month, they're going to be under 10,000. I guarantee it. It is what it is. If you like the game, fuck you too, because that shit is ass, motherfucker. You need to treat yourself better. Real life, you need to treat yourself better. That shit is ass. But, hey, the reviews show it. Motherfuckers is not fucking 51 overall. A 51 overall rating? What? Motherfucker said it's a 50-50 if you gonna like this motherfucker. That shit is crazy. So, yeah, I think this game is about to die. In a explosion in a field somewhere, nobody around to save them. Cause that shit is ass. It's to the core. You could tell like they did that for the money. But hey, them Destiny 2 players, man, or whoever else is part of that looter shooter genre, they really want this to bang. And you know what? And I'm gonna be positive, right? I'm gonna be positive. I hope for the players' sake that this turns out to be a good game, because when I played that shit was ass. You feel me? So that's all we're gonna leave. That's all the time we're gonna get to that trash ass game. But the next topic that we are going to is this is the last topic of the night. So if you have made it this far in the video or the stream this far for this week's podcast, go ahead and like that motherfucking video for me. Hit that like button for your boy. It's super, super helpful. I'm new. This is only my 3rd episode, so I'm really trying to, stay consistent with this and drop good quality content for you guys. And every week I strive to get better. So it's free. Just go ahead and hit that like button for your boy, and it's super, super helpful. But we're going to get into the last topic of the day. So there was a gamer who was online beefing with a motherfucker. And he decided to fly across the country and get at the nigga he was beefing with. So let's go ahead and look this article up real quick. Gamer arrested for hitting gamer in the head with a hammer. So these niggas gotta stop. I think that might have been too long of a search. Oh yeah, here it is right here. So this the motherfucker right here, right? Continue. Oh, the ads though. See, this is why I don't be using. I'll fill it out next time. Yeah, that's why I don't be using Microsoft Edge, because I ain't got no damn ad blockers on here. But yeah, so this the dude right here. Look at this man. This man was beefing with a dude so hard that you know what? Let's watch the news clip. They can explain it better than I can. Let's watch the news clip.
Gamer flew from Newark, New Jersey to Jacksonville, Florida to attack another player with a hammer after a dispute during an online fantasy game called Arcade. Police said that 20-year-old Edward King landed in Jacksonville on June 21st,
I love this shit.
Checked into a hotel, and went to an Ace Hardware store to purchase a hammer and a flashlight. Then on June...
You know this nigga about this life because he didn't... The nigga got on the flight before he could even get the hammer or the flashlight. Nigga like, man, I gotta go get this nigga. Yeah, I'm on his ass. He sent that address, and this is what I think happened. They was probably talking shit, and the one dude that he flew down on probably sent him the addy like, dude, like, man, tell me where you live at. I'ma fuck you up. And the other dude was like, here's my address. You ain't gonna do shit. That nigga pulled up, and he was so thirsty and such in a hurry to pull up. That nigga didn't even bring a weapon. He like, I'm gonna get the weapon when I get down there. I'm gonna buy that motherfucker when I get to the hotel. And then I'm pulling straight up. Nigga ain't wasting no time. That nigga is time efficient.
June 23rd, wearing all black clothing, gloves, and a mask, King allegedly entered the victim's home and attacked him. Police said the victim's stepfather was awakened by his stepson's screams for help and called...
That nigga didn't give a fuck. The family was home. He pulled up. Didn't give a fuck. He seen the cars in the driveway. Said, fuck them niggas.
911. He told police he found his stepson on the floor struggling with King. Deputies said they found a significant amount of blood in the entryway of the home and in the victim's bedroom. Both Kang and the victim were taken to a hospital.
Look at this nigga. This nigga look like a savage. Look how he got his lips curled up like that. He looking at the camera like, yeah, I did that. Fuck that bitch ass nigga, and I'll do it again. I'll do it again. That nigga's a savage.
Police said the victim sustained severe head wounds, but they were not life-threatening. After King was released from the hospital, he allegedly told a deputy that the victim is a bad person online and asked how much time in jail he might serve for breaking, entering, and assault. Jail records show King has been charged with attempted second-degree murder along with armed burglary.
Ooh! And he did that in Florida too. So one thing he didn't know, Florida gonna get your ass. Florida one of them states you don't want to fuck around with. It's a couple states like that. Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, right? Mississippi. It's a couple states you do not want to fuck with, especially if you ain't from there. So he gonna learn though. That motherfucker learn. I ain't gonna lie, he tougher than me. Ain't none of these motherfuckers out here in these internet streets ever gonna push me to a place where I'm flying down, I'm kicking in your door with a hammer though. He said, fuck the pistol. I want the hammer. Yeah, I want to get up and close. Yeah. I want this nigga to feel it. I want to watch him feel it. That nigga's a savage. I ain't gonna lie. But if you guys enjoyed the podcast for today, that's all we got. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Super, super helpful for your boy. If you enjoy these podcasts, I got 2 that I dropped in the last couple weeks, so you go back and watch those. And then you know, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you're notified when I drop the next podcast. I do podcasts live every Saturday, starting at between 7 to 8 p.m. It just depends on what I got going on at that specific time. But real quick, before we end the podcast, I got a pickup today. I'm gonna show y'all what I got. I got a VR headset, right? So I got the Meta Quest 3. So I just bought it off this dude. He gave me a great price. Bought it off of Facebook Marketplace. And I'm about to put y'all on some. If you're ever buying any piece of technology, right, buy that shit off of Facebook Marketplace. Them motherfuckers do not know what this shit be going for. I bought it at half the price. And the dude only used it 2 or 3 times. Looking at the strap, there is no dirt on this white strap at all. So I believe him. This motherfucker go for $500 retail. Bought it for $250. So if you ever looking for some type of technology to buy, go to Facebook Marketplace. Nick, bro, you will be surprised who be selling shit. You be buying shit off a crackhead. Motherfuckers trying to get rid of it. You feel me? So yeah, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna give like my impressions during the next podcast next week. It's not gonna be too long, but I'm excited to see, you know, if y'all know, you know, the new Batman game is supposed to be dropping. I think it's the one where he's fighting up against the Rat King. That's supposed to be dropping on the Meta Quest 3 exclusively. It's this other game, I forget what it's called, but it's like a medieval RPG. That shit looks like it's fire. You got the Assassin's Creed game, which I will be copping on the Meta Quest 3 exclusively. So there are a lot of titles on the Meta Quest 3 because it was a toss-up. I was like, damn, do I want the PSVR 2 or do I want the Meta Quest 3? And after doing some research, it looks like PlayStation not fucking with the PSVR 2. So if PlayStation don't fuck with it, why would I? They just halted on all production of the PSVR 2s. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So I went ahead and cop this Meta Quest. So I'm gonna do a little impressions next week. Let you guys know what your boy think of it. But you know, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. I hope y'all have a good evening or good morning or good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this VOD. And I'll catch y'all next week. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for your boy. Deuces, you too.